I'm here with Erin Wilkinson at the Baccarat Hotel, and the reason is because she is a jockey turned horse trainer. Why are we talking? Well, we are celebrating the 7-year anniversary of LadyDrinks at Victory Cup Polo on Governor's Island on August 4th. And given that it's such a male-dominated field, I thought it was fascinating that you, in fact, are a female jockey and now turned horse trainer.
Yep.
How did you get into the business in the first place?
I started riding show horses when I was young, and I went to Kentucky and I got to see some of the racehorse business from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And decided that I wanted to be a part of that.
What was it that was so enthralling for you? What was it about it that you were just like, I have to be a part of this?
There's so much camaraderie within one barn. Seeing the trainers work with the riders and the grooms and the athleticism of the horses, it was just drawing. It was very exhilarating.
Now, while that was wonderful that you were, able to pursue your passion, it wasn't an easy road.
No.
It's a male-dominated field, as we said, and you heard a lot of no's in the beginning. So walk me through that process.
Trying to convince a trainer that I am as good as a man or better than a man was very hard. Trying to convince them to put me on a horse was not easy at all, so it was just constant work. You had to work for free all the time and prove that you were better or as good at least.
And one of the things that you were really, really good at is that you could take a horse that was probably uncooperative, not the best of the lot, and make magic.
Right. And it's about trying to learn your horse and learn what the horse wants and make that work.
So when you heard no again and again and again because someone didn't have faith in you or they didn't believe that you could actually ride or didn't think you could actually, race, what kept you going?
Drive, passion. That actually, when someone tells me that I can't do something, it makes me want to do it that much more.
And then you would just go to the next barn, right? Or the next barn or the next barn and work for free in order to kind of garner trust.
Yep.
And how many barns would you say you probably had to go through in the very beginning when you were first starting out?
20, 30, a lot.
And do you think that it was because you were a woman that you had problems?
Absolutely, because like you said, it's a male-dominated sport, and they don't think that women are as strong as men are. So why would they put a woman on a horse?
What happened when you first started racing?
It was riding some of the horses that weren't good, the horses that nobody else wanted to ride, but just to prove that I was as strong as the men and that I was as good. And when I started winning races, people realized, oh, she can do this.
What was that like when some of your naysayers were on the sidelines?
It was one of the best feelings in the world to say, okay, I can do this. And I just proved you wrong, and you wrong, and you wrong. Thank you very much.
And you did it.
Yep.
And you did it. Okay, so at some point you decided that maybe you weren't going to keep racing. Why is that?
I got a very good job working for someone as an assistant trainer. It's a little bit safer than riding races. Better money, more consistent money for sure. And decided that's what I wanted to do. Take that job and work for him for a few years and decided I want to go out on my own.
And then you came to New York. You married a man that was going to bring you to New York. You're in New York now. And what is the space like? What's the competition like?
It's very tough. There's a lot of big top trainers here. People like Bob Baffert and Todd Fletcher that have Triple Crown winning horses and Breeders' Cup horses. It's tough. It's really tough.
And there's a woman that's also very competitive in the space. What was her name?
Linda Rice, the Queen of New York.
She is the Queen of New York. But you said that it's going to take you a lot of time and a lot of drive if you're going to surpass her. So what does that mean for you?
That means a lot of patience, a lot of work, and someday I'll get there. I will surpass her.
Something else that you shared with me that I thought was really key is that you always got to keep learning. What does that mean?
Learn something new every day. Learn what to do from bigger trainers, learn what not to do from other people, but never stop learning.
And do you think that the sport as a whole maybe is starting to change, or do you still think it's a long road ahead?
I still think it's a long road ahead.
Why is that?
Long road for women, a long road for me, obviously. I have a long way to go, but there's still only a handful of women in this sport, and some of them are respected, most of them aren't.
And how do you garner respect today? And I think this is important no matter what field you're in, right? Like, you have to sometimes prove your stripes no matter what. So what do you do?
I mean, you do the best you can. You have to prove that you can win races with your horses, prove that you belong, especially in New York, and that's tough. Anybody can train a racehorse at a lower level track, but not a lot of people can train horses in New York. But I had a horse this winter that was not respected, and I was not respected, and he ran a huge race, ran third in a stake race, and that got me a lot of respect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And you just got married.
Yep.
You just had a birthday.
Yep.
There's all kinds of good things all around. Well, I'm sitting with Erin Wilkinson, who is a horse trainer here in the New York area, just as we are on the heels of the Victory Cup polo match coming up on Governor's Island. She's a woman jockey and a woman horse trainer.